about to take off. Leak about to take off.
Oh boy. Y'all know what that means once that music is gone.
It's time! You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button.
That's right. Do what the homie Shadow Sharp say, man. Hit the subscribe button for your boy Killer Swag 216. And I'm back at y'all with a brand new live, man. And this was a live that some people would say was highly anticipated because I kind of hinted that I was gonna talk about this particular subject in the last show that I had did talking about the childhood traumas and stuff. I said that I was going to touch on this, and here we are. So I just wanted to give my perspective on this whole R. Kelly situation. Just do what I do, make sure it's all good and everything. So, yeah. Hey, salute to you, Melody. Salute to you, girl. Off rip. I appreciate you. And if anybody's wondering right now, yes, my stream is being simulcast on Melody's channel as well. So if you're viewing me over there, yeah, no, just show love and support, you know what I'm saying? Because like we said, man, this is a movement over here, man. So right now, me and Melody, we doing this media slash district thing, you know. So this is what we doing right now. So much love and appreciation to everybody that come through today, you know. Complex. Hey, what's going on, Complex, man? Salute to you, homie, for coming up. Thanks for pulling up to the show, you know. R&B. Yeah, I mean it's pretty done these days, man. I mean, does R&B really even exist in today's world? I mean, you still got Trey Songz doing stuff out there. You still got a lot of other people doing stuff out there. But the majority of the R&B stuff that's being done in today's society is usually from, the guys from yesteryear. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys like a Babyface, guys like Charlie Wilson, you know, like all those guys that really came before us, yo. You know, it's just, ugh. But everybody else don't know what it is, man. What's going on, Sherelle? Thanks for pulling up to the show. Appreciate you for coming through. Demon Tribe in the building. You know what it is. Yeah, that's right. Do what my homegirl Melody say. Share, share, share. Like, shoot, it's imperative, yo. Like, we try to get this message out here. You know what I'm saying? All right, capo regurgitating it. Yeah, man. But this R&B stuff, man. Yeah, like I said, I don't even think it's a lot of R&B artists out there. I think what's her name, Coco Jones. She still do like some R&B cuts here and there and stuff like that. Like it's actual R&B. It's not like the stuff that we be hearing all on the radios and stuff like that. But that's one of the main reasons why I don't even listen to the radio no more. Because to me, it all sounds the same. It's like, why in the world, like, y'all want to have the same sound as the next person? That's ridiculous to me. Like, wow. No, it's no originality in today's world, I swear. But yeah, salute to everybody that then came through so far. Like I said, shout out to Complex, shout out to my girl Melody, shout out to my home girl Sherelle. Demon Tribe in the building. Hopefully, people come through. I mean, either way, the show is still gonna go on no matter what. Cause I've had this show in the works for a minute, man, and I've been meaning to do it for a long, long time. But the brother's been busy. You know what I'm saying? I actually do have a life outside these YouTube streets, so whenever I got the time to do it, I always make sure that I come and provide you guys with some content. I try to provide you guys with some insight as to how I view stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy, girl. It is crazy off rip. Mm, mm, mm. But yeah, man, like I just wanted to holler at this, situation, get everything in order, man. Cause like I said, man, this is a story that a lot of people want to say that it's so cut and dry, it's so simple to talk about. But after everything that I've researched about this stuff, it's not that simple. It's not that simple when it comes to R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, a lot of people always want to say like, "Oh, he's a monster. You should never pay him no mind." Like, or you know, the famous hashtag from back in 2020 or 2019. They talk about hashtag mute R. Kelly and stuff like. The crazy thing was, people were still listening to that dude. They just didn't, put it out there on Front Street. And I'm gonna touch on all of that in today's show. You know what I'm saying? So if you got something going on, man, make sure that you sit on down, get you a nice cold glass or whatever you love to drink on, fix you some popcorn or whatever type of snacks you like to eat on. Cause we about to be here and we about to dissect all of this stuff from Killer Swag's perspective, you know? So just kick your feet up and enjoy yourself because I'm about to take you on a roll. Now, if YouTube wasn't on this copyright stuff, Lord have mercy, I'll be bumping a lot of R. Kelly songs in this joint right now, man. I really would, but YouTube be on that crazy stuff, so I can't play none of his music. Oh man. I'm telling you, if I was able to play some of his music, man, that literally would take me back to them days, man. Oh, it was the days listening to his stuff, man. I swear, man, it take me back for real. But instead of me just being up here, just running my mouth, doing all this other stuff, why don't we just get right down to the nitty gritty? Let's get to the show, all right? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to overlap my girl. Because as y'all clearly can see, Melody's gonna have a show at 7 o'clock. So I kind of want to speed this up so that way I don't overlap her. You know what I'm saying? So if you're watching this on Sweet Melody Media, make sure you stay right here. You stay parked because she's gonna come basically right after me, and we gonna do another show on that one. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a juicy one. And on top of that, like, woo it's a pretty juicy topic Melody got cooked up for y'all. So make sure y'all stay right here. Y'all stay tuned and continue to watch this channel. Like even when my show is over, stay over here and just watch the show. And then if you want to, it's also be a simulcast on my channel as well. So anybody that rocks with the Killer Swag District, you can always watch it on my channel. Just make sure you show love and support to my homegirl Melly because she out here doing it, man. We gotta do it big out here, man. We gotta do it real big. Let's see. How old are you? Is about Capo, man. Shut up, man. Man, here you come with all that, man. There you go. Always want to do, always saying crazy stuff, bro. But that's why I love you, bro. That's why I love you. What's going on, Sporties? AKA business partner, man. What's going on with you, homie? Thanks for pulling up, man. You already know. Already, man. Like I said, we a unit, man. We a unit, man. We stronger when we together. You already know what it is. Yeah, man, Capo stay with the jokes. He stay with That's why I say I love that dude, man. I love that dude. He funny. He be had me rolling, man. Like for real. But all right, Joe. Let's get right to the show and let's get right into the humble beginnings of one Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka R. Kelly. Now, as you can see here, if you watched my last show that I was talking about the childhood traumas and stuff like that, I kind of touched on, what happened to him when he was a kid, you know, basically about how, he was touched on when he was a child and how his own sister basically made him, made him do some things when he was a little youngin', man. So yeah, this is basically how that story transpired with him. And it's just a shame that dude was brought up into a world where what we're going to touch on later on into the show is how to him it became normalized. But yeah, at the end of the day, though, his mom saw that he was a very talented kid, even though he was a shy kid. And I think dude was even illiterate. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think so, because I remember his brothers said that he was illiterate. So it's so crazy. A man that talented, a man that could write such awesome songs, he really couldn't even read. You know what I'm saying? That's really crazy. Dang, I see a lot of people up here, yo. Yeah, that's right. We a movement by ourselves, but we a force when we together. Man, you already know, girl. Like, yeah. What's going on, Cynical? Appreciate you for always coming through, showing love. Yeah, yeah. I'm a young bull. I grew up on Ludacris and Jay. So did I. I grew up on Ludacris and Jadakiss too. Like, come on, now quit playing. Didn't realize. But yeah, back to the show. What I was saying. Like, yeah, he you know what I'm saying? His moms and his family realized that he had a gift. The boy could sing. So I mean, I think he did used to sing in a lot of the church choirs back in the day. Like I said, I'm not too sure on that, but his moms and them did notice that he could sing his little butt off. So it's just so crazy how all of that stuff happened to him though. And it's like they say the number one person that could hurt a man or break his heart was his mother. And the reason I say that is because while all of this was going on with R. Kelly, and it finally came to the forefront, and the one person that was supposed to have protected him didn't. Now, granted, R. Kelly still loved his mother no matter what. Like, he still loved his mama. But I could tell she really did, break his heart because he just wasn't the same after that. Even though he still could bust some songs, do all this stuff. Dang, a lot of people. What's going on, Zero? What's good? How you feeling, my boy? What is going on? Yeah, what is going on? I see a lot of this engagement. This was what I like to see in the chat. All right, let me get back to this presentation. You know what I'm saying? But you know, dude came out at a time period, and when he came out, now let's fast forward a little bit, because like I said, I don't really know too much about his upbringing except for what I just told y'all. So let's get right into the nitty gritty of what could be somewhat in my wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? So let's get there. So you fast forward just a few years later, dude, you know what I'm saying, is out there in Chicago, Illinois, hometown for him. And he puts out an album with Public Announcement. Now, of course, this was around the era of the New Jack Swing. You know what I'm saying? Now, anybody that was an 80s baby or grew up in the 90s or was born in the 90s, if y'all was familiar with that, man, if y'all really was familiar with the New Jack Swing, put a one in the chat for your boy, man. Put a one in the chat for the New Jack Swing if y'all even knew what it was. What's going on with you, Stoic, man? Appreciate you for coming through, my guy. Yep, your parents can usually be the people. Exactly. Because just like a quote I heard Denzel Washington say a long time ago, he said, especially for a mother and a son relationship, a I'm trying to get it right. I don't want to mess it up. That's why I'm taking a long time. Like, the fact of the matter is, A son could be a mother's last true love, while a mother is the son's first true love. And that's just what it is. Like, because when we're brought into this world, the first woman to truly love us men, or supposed to love us men, is our mothers. So it's just what it is, man. Like, so yeah, when that woman is the first woman to break your heart, it kind of just messes you up like that, you know? Yeah. Let me see. Okay, we got my homegirl Cynical. Got that one in the chat for you, boy. Like I said, if y'all know anything about that New Jack Swing, put a one in the chat for your boy. I see Cynical with the one. I see Melody with the one. Yeah. I grew up in a multi-generational household, a lot of 70s and 80s music. Cynical, so have I. So have I. All I've ever heard was songs by Marvin Gaye and Teddy Pendergrass, Luther Vandross, The Temptations, The Four Tops, The Spinners, like you name it. Like I've grew up listening to all of those songs, man. Yeah, that's right, my boy. The New Jack Swing, man. And exactly, Bell Biv DeVoe, man. Yeah, yeah. Jeepers Creepers. What's going on, UFO Kamikaze, man? What's good with you, homie? Thanks for pulling up to the show. Bobby Brown, my prerogative. Oh, I got old people in the chat. Man, if you don't take your butt out of here with that, man, so man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah, shoot, my moms and my grandparents used to play a lot of Ray Charles too, man. Yeah, man. So we all know all this music, man. I'm telling you. The music that I used to listen to growing up, man. Of course, at the time I didn't appreciate it because I was a young pop. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as I got older, I learned to appreciate a lot of those music, man. Like I don't even really listen to the music of today, like, because a lot of people, the music of the day is K Capo. I'm gonna just keep it real. A lot of the music that y'all got today is trash. I'm just gonna put it like that. Except for 3D the Tay and the other chick that you told me about. No, that's trash, man. That's trash. Oh yeah, Soul Train. Before we were born, a decade. Yeah. And once again, Cynical, my condolences for your mom. You know, see what happened to her. Yeah, man. So, like I said, I know exactly how that feels. But yeah, let's get back into the show. I'm getting sidetracked with all this comments, man. Let's get back to the show. All right, man. When you see this, you got the R. Kelly and public announcement, and this was like right in the heart of the New Jack Swing. You know what I'm saying? And this album had a lot of cuts on it, man. Had a lot of cuts on here, boy. You had the dedicated to my favorite girl song on there, man. You had the Honey Love, man, and you had the Hey Mr. DJ, man. Oh my God, man. Like he had bangers on this album, bro. He had like shoo. I'm telling you, this album alone, you could play it at almost any setting. You could play it at like a backyard barbecue. You could play it in what I'm saying, a family reunion, so to speak, especially when y'all outside playing cards or playing dominoes, whatever you like to listen to, whatever you like to do, man. Man, tell me why me and Melody was talking about that earlier about how we got playlists of the old songs and of that. Man, that's crazy. In my household, it was reggae and dance hall. Oh yeah, I know about them. I know about Buju Banton. Yeah, man, that dude was the truth. Yep, exactly. And salute to you, Classy Perspective, for pulling up, homeboy. Like I'm telling you, he had a dude had a lot of cuts on that album, man. He had a lot of cuts on there. That's a fact, yo. That is a straight up fact. Yeah, new music is trash. New music is trash. And like I said, I've like man, even when they did that stupid campaign talking about mute R. Kelly, I still was listening to him. Now, like I've said multiple times, I don't condone anything of what he did. But you can't deny that man was talented. You just can't deny it at all. Like you could try all you want to. And like I said, and I'm about to show y'all how ridiculous that campaign was in the first place once we get to that, get to them certain areas. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get back into the show. Yeah. But public announcement, of course, that was the only album that he had with them. So but it was still a classic album, man. It was still timeless. I could go listen to it right now, and it still would resonate with me. And I know a lot of people would say the same thing, and that's off rip. Now, let's get into what kick-started R. Kelly's career for real. Let's get into this, yo. 12 play. Anybody who knows about R. Kelly's whole musical career knows about 12 play. Woo-wee. I'm telling you, man, this dude had cuts on that album for days. Like, you had Bodies Calling Me. You had, I think, Homie Lover Friend was on there. You know what I'm saying? You got, oh man, you got so many cuts. I'm trying to remember them all, man, because it was the album itself was so cold, man. Yeah, like I said, Body's Calling Me, Homie Lover Friend, and like some of y'all help me out in the chat, man, because I know one in particular, like especially this was his flagship song for that album. Sex Me. Oh yeah, Sex Me. Yeah, man. Oh my god. Oh yeah, the other one too. You Remind Me of My Jeep. Yeah, man. Oh man. Oh, classic. Classic. And then, like I was about to say, the flagship song that everybody knows about, yo. Like you can't even think of 12 play without thinking of this song. And this is Bump and Grind. Like once you hear that, my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes. Like when you heard that, man, it's like, oh man, I'm telling you, bruh, that song is oh timeless. What's going on, Huscular and Muscular? Salute to you for pulling up to the show, homeboy. Yeah, love the type of love. Man, shoot. R. Kelly had them cuts, boy. Oh yeah. They did have a remix on that album too, man. Woo-wee. The Keep song wasn't on this album. I'm trying to think. Mm-hmm. But either way, man, that dude has some cuts on that album, man. Tell me in the chat, man. Let me know what was your favorite song off of that album, man. I want to see what was your favorite song off of that cut, man. Like, cause R. Kelly had a lot of them on that album, man. He had a lot of them. I want to know which one of y'all's is like. If y'all listen to 12 play, that's just the song y'all gotta go to. Remind me. mm, And me and my Jeep was after. Oh, okay, okay, classy. I got you. But yeah, man, you would think it was on there though. But yeah, I got you though. You probably right. I seriously doubt that R. Kelly will have a career after this nonsense. I mean, who knows, man? Like, I'm not saying that he will, but there's still an audience that still want to hear him sing. So, I mean, I don't know. So I can't say that it won't happen. I mean, it just honestly, I'm gonna touch on that when I get to that point. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would never say never on that one. But yeah, I would never do that. What album is that? Um, I'm trying to remember, man. But yeah, and then of course, R. Kelly with his musical genius, he also helped produce and write for this album. Now, of course, nowadays with the controversy that surrounds this man, it has a completely different meaning to it and it kind of makes you sick. But at the time, when you really think about this album, it had a lot of cuts on here too. It had a lot of cuts on here. Of course, you had the title track, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Then you had Back, Forth, and Forth. And then you had that At Your Best, Let Me Know song. Like, Aaliyah, R. Kelly had a lot of cuts for her, man. Yeah, if he pays his debt in jail and comes out, I'm buying it. Exactly. A lot of people would. Like, a lot of people are capping talking about that they wouldn't buy his album if he came out with a new joint. They would definitely buy his album if he actually came out with a legit new album. They are all full of cap.
C-A-P. Cap. Cap. C-A-P. Cap.
Straight up cap talking about they wouldn't buy that album if he came out. Like, dude, the bottom line is, as much as people want to talk mess about dude, R. Kelly is still considered to be the king of R&B. He's held as the greatest R&B. Exactly. Because the thing about R. Kelly is, man, that dude could literally do it all. He literally could do it all. Like, he writes songs. And plus, this is a thing that a lot of people don't know about R. Kelly. This dude can sing in so many different octaves, so many different notes. Like, he even knows how to sing opera style. Like, how many R&B artists do you know that can really sing opera style the way that he does? Like, how many people do you know can do that? It's not a lot of them, man. But yeah, my favorite R. Kelly. Half baby, get up on the. Oh yeah, boy, you got some good cuts right there, man. R. Kelly, I'm telling you, man, this dude, R. Kelly has a catalog that can last through the test of time. A lot of people want to hate on him because of what happened. Like I said, ain't nobody condoning what that man did whatsoever, man. And you know, and with the so-called rumored relationship he had with Aaliyah, rest in peace to Aaliyah, man. She was taken way too soon, man. Like, I believe, and this may be an unpopular opinion, but I believe had Aaliyah lived to see today, I believe that Aaliyah probably would have been bigger than Beyonce right now. I think she would have been bigger than her because she already was on that trajectory to being that before she had passed. So it's like, yeah, I believe she could have really been something special, but she was taken way too soon. So, like I said, rest in peace to Aaliyah. It's still crazy that she been gone since 2001. Like, think about that, y'all. She been gone since 2001, and we're in 2023 right now. Like, I really want y'all to think about that. Yeah. Oh yeah, they did have that bump and grind video version. Yeah. Oh yeah, K Capo, that was a good song too. But at the same time, you gotta remember they had two versions. They had the original version that was you only could hear on the album, and then you had the one that was heard everywhere with you had the one that they made a video off of the remix. Yeah, Gotham City remix. Yeah, that was a cold cut too, man. That was a cold cut, man. Melody, I'm putting you in the vibe right now. I'm putting you in the vibe. I got you singing in the chat. Yeah. But anyway, man, rest in peace to Aaliyah. And like I said, gone too soon, baby girl. Gone too soon. Now, you got this album right here, which is his self-titled album, R. Kelly. You know, he had a few bangers on here as well. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of bangers on this album as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really too familiar with how many songs he got. I just know he got that Thank God It's Friday. I think he even got the I can't sleep, babe. I can't eat, babe. I can't breathe, babe. Without you in my life. I think he got that song on that album too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she passed away. She did pass away in 2002, but she died a few months after Aaliyah did. Cause she uh, left our past in early 2002. So yeah. But yeah, just like Melody say, yo, hit that like button for your boy. Hit the like button. If you own Melody stream, hit the like button, not just for me, but hit it for Melody too, because right now she's producing media content for her channel. So make sure you hit that like button for her and for your boy. And if you're watching it on my channel, make sure you hit the like button on my channel as well so that the algorithm could show your boy some love, could show us both some love, man. Oh, my song, I can't live, baby. Yeah, that was the song right there, man. And then like, oh, it was another cut on there too, man. He got that other song, like tempo slow, nice down low. Yeah, I don't even want to mess it up, but y'all know it. Yeah, tempo slow. That was a cut right there too on that album for real. Like I'm telling you, R. Kelly had bangers. Don't want to go all yeah. Melody is cut up in the chat. Yeah, 22. That's right. Yeah, just like the homie K Capo said, hit the like button for ya boy. Right. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. This is a vibe. Like I said, if we didn't have to worry about copyright, I would be blasting these songs. I would be blasting these songs instead of doing that, man. I would blast these songs all day to really put y'all in that type of vibe, man. Because me talking about it is cool, but when you playing it and you listening to the songs, it really puts you back to a time where where you was at when you first heard the cuts, man. But yeah, R. Kelly self-titled album, Cole album, Cole album. All right, hold on a second. Let me take care of this. This is too much in there. Something like myself. Really? Go ahead, girl. Don't stop your shine. Yeah, man. Yeah, them Jersey is missing out on a lot. I tell you that. Let me see. Now, this album right here wasn't no R&B artist doing this in this time frame. It wasn't even a lot of artists doing it back in the day. But this album right here, R. Oh my God, yo. Ain't much I can say about this album except pure perfection, bro. Like, you got Half on a Baby on this album. You got Get Up on a Room on this album. You got We Ride with Cameron and a few other people along with Jay-Z on this album. You got that party joint that he had with Keith Murray on this album. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude had a lot of back, and this was a double album. Like I said, and that's why I say he was doing something that not a lot of artists was doing back then. Like it was only like what a couple people at that time that did the double album. That was Tupac Shakur, the Notorious B.I.G., and R. Kelly. That was the only two that had that had the double albums. Oh shoot. Salute to the homie Aunt T for the $10 super chat. It reads Sup Melody and Killer Swag. Yo, man, salute to you, homeboy, man. I appreciate you for pulling up and showing support on Melody's channel, man. Yeah, support. That is what's up. Oh, Auntie, I heard that you was gearing up for something for next weekend. So even though I'm probably gonna be busy working and stuff, I'll probably be watching in the clouds, man. So I'll definitely be watching from the clouds. But yeah, I heard you gonna be starting something up next weekend, man. So I'm tuning in for that. Cause I want to see the craziness going on over there. Oh yeah, Melody, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. Can run a beast top 25 minimum in his. Hey, I can't even deny that one. Auntie, salute my love. Yeah, man. Salute. Hopefully you do come through. Cause I'm pretty sure if you come through, Auntie, you're gonna have a cook session ready and waiting. I already know. Let me see. Ghetto Queen was my ish back in the day. Uh yeah, that was a good song too. Like I ain't really listened to it all like that, but I know what you talk about. That was a good song for definitely. But yeah, like I said, but that half on a baby song, oh my God, yo. That was on another level right there, man. Like you could just oh na 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 na, give me your body, na 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 na. Yeah, I'm telling you. Like all right, bet. Like I said, I'll be watching from the clouds because I'll be working next weekend. But best believe I'm gonna be watching, man. I'm gonna be watching for real. Oh, Melody lives for that. I swear. Yeah, half on a baby, mate. Man, and that's another thing that I'm gonna touch on that too, man. Like, this is the thing that a lot of folks don't realize. Like, everybody want to talk so much mess about R. Kelly this, R. Kelly that. A lot of people today probably was conceived off of a R. Kelly song. Like, let's be for real. Like, R. Kelly just had that type of vibe to where if you was in the bedroom, boy, like let's say you and your girl, you know what I'm saying, y'all coming home from a nice, cool date, but at the same time, y'all don't want that night to end. And you just want to go back home, and maybe you might want to watch a movie at first. Maybe you just want to chillax and just mind your own business or whatever. But once you turn on an R. Kelly joint, in some cases, you don't even need to be intoxicated. You don't need no drinks. You don't need nothing to stimulate you. Once you turn on an R. Kelly joint, it was game time in the bedroom. Like it's, and you knew you had to put it down too. Like just like how R. Kelly put it down on them songs, most dudes knew you had to put it down in that bedroom. That's a fact. You just had to. Like I said, it was an obligation. Yep. Yes, he did. Shoot, he still make them that way, even today. Yep. Exactly, Capo. Shoot, man, knowing you, bro, you probably did too a couple times with a few females where you from, bro. So don't even stop. Don't even try it, bro. You probably was going balls deep in some females playing the R. Kelly joint too, man. Cause them songs put women in so much of a mood to where it's just like, man, you feel like you could just go all night with it. But yeah, but the R album, classic album, man. Like you, timeless album. Now, let's get to this next one right here. And this is why I say I was gonna wait to touch on a Fiesta song because you got TP2.com. This was the first album that I bought for my mother because she was a fan of R. Kelly too. She used to love him back in the day, you know. And I bought this album. She used to bump this in the car all day. Oh yeah, Down Low album too. Yeah, with Ronald Isley. That man, they had some cuts too though, man, for real. This needs to be a lot from his albums. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a whole lot, but like I said, I can't think of every single song from the R album. But yeah, he had a lot of cuts on there, man. He had a lot of cuts on there. But yeah, you had the TP2 album, man. You had Fiesta on there. That was my song on there, Fiesta. I used to love that song, even though my moms would get on my nerves because she used to always play that song all the time. Like she had it on repeat, trying to embarrass me in front of my friends and stuff. You're like, all the hot girls live in Fiesta, all the hot boys live in Fiesta. Now that's not the Fiesta that everybody know about because that was the remix with Jay-Z and everybody else on there. Like, but the one I'm talking about, that was on the album, the TB2.com. It did like on this album, Madra Uchiha. What's going on, my boy? Salute to you. Yeah, she in the chat with you, homeboy. She watching along with you, my guy. He is a musical genius. People held him over Marvin Gaye as 70s greats. Wow. That says a lot right there. But then again, R. Kelly did it all, man. Not only was he a singer, a songwriter, he also produced a lot of tracks too. Like he did it all, man. He wrote a lot of classic songs for other people. That's what just makes his genius so legendary. Yeah, salute, boy. What's going on, boy? All right. Yeah, but like I said, on the TP2 album, you had Fiesta, you had I Wish. Man, shoot. Nowadays, when I listen to I Wish, you just don't know how much that song really resonates with me right now. Like, especially these past few years. Like, I Wish really does resonate with me. And of course, they had the remix to I Wish too. So, but the original one, yeah, that was my joint right there, man. And like I said, it really hits home today for me. Not today and like today, but as far as like me being a grown man and going through the things that I've went through. So yeah, it really means something. And then like I said, he also had that song, Strip for You and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I Believe I Could Fly. Yeah. That was on the Space Jam album though. But yeah, that was definitely a classic song. Like that song, even today, still gets played at graduations. It still gets played at any type of functions. Like no matter what. Madara coming out of jail. I mean, you never know, my guy. A lot of his charges nowadays is getting dropped. So who's to say? Remember Step of the Left. Ooh, girl, y'all getting ahead of yourselves. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to ease y'all into it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know about it. But yeah, produced for Joe, Marcus Houston, Michael Jackson, Nick Cannon, a lot of other people too. Like he did it all. Yeah, I know about Butterfly. That was my mother's favorite song off of that Invincible album too. Yeah, and You Are Not Alone. Yeah, that was uh great songs by the legendary Michael Jackson. Yep, Janet Jackson. Man, I mean, dude was an icon. He's a legend. He all that, bro. Like you just can't even describe that. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, like I said, dude had a lot of cuts off this album, and then he had this one song on there like just like that, and he basically was describing like all the things that all the feelings that how his girl in the song would make him feel, man. It was a great album, man. I love that album, man. Like if I probably would buy it right now if they still had it on shelf, but of course you got to buy it on like iTunes and stuff, or get it on Spotify. But then again, they don't even got it on there no more. They took all his music down. He may even be the guy. Yeah, he might be. He might be. Like I said, R. Kelly was that type of dude. He didn't just necessarily make just bedroom music. See, that's what a lot of people get confused about Kales. He made music for every occasion. He can make uplifting songs. He can make just regular barbecue in the backyard songs. He can make church type songs. He can make songs like "I Believe I Could Fly." He even did songs with Celine Dion, the chick that did the main title track off of the Titanic movie. Like, how many people can say that? R. Kelly has worked with a lot of people, man. Like, you just can't describe it, man. You just can't. And he's also the first ever R&B artist to do a crossover with a rapper. Jay-Z, R. Kelly, best of both worlds. Woo! Underrated album. Capo, you stupid. Oh my God. Oh man, Capo, man, you gotta stop. You gotta stop, man. I actually blocked someone if I did. I don't know. I don't know what happened in the chat over there. So I mean, if you did, you know, I don't know. He's classically trained singer. Yeah, I already had touched on that too. Yeah, I already had touched on that. But just like Melody say right here, hit the like button on both channels. And while you're at it, man, while you at it when you hitting the like button, make sure you do this as well.
I need y'all to hit the Cash App and support the show.
Yeah, man, come on. Y'all see it at the bottom of your screen, man. Hit the Cash App and support the show. Support the movement that Killer Swag got going on. Support the movement Sweet Melody Media got going on. Support the movement, man. Come on. Support the movement. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I live for those, man. Like them trapped in the closets. Oh my God. What, man? See, y'all get me all over the place right now. Y'all get me all over the place right now, for real. All right, but back to this. Like, R. Kelly was basically the only R&B artist to ever do an album with a big rapper like Jay-Z, because Jay-Z at the time was basically he was the biggest thing in the game. Nobody could touch Jay at this point. So when you got two guys that were great in their own genre of music coming together and making a classic album, because like this album right here is supremely underrated. Supremely. Like, you don't hear a lot of people talk about the album. But even though I can't remember a lot of the title tracks off of that album, but the best of both worlds was a legendary album. They were supposed to even going on tour together. But of course, things happen, and I will touch on that in a little bit once we're done going down memory lane when it comes to these albums. But yeah, that album, this album is supremely underrated in my opinion. It should have got more praise because it was actually a dope album. Like I said, you got Jay-Z, who was the hottest rapper in the game at this point, and then you have R. Kelly, who was the hottest R&B act in the game. Both of them together making an album together. You can't even get that in today's time right now. You can't even name the biggest R&B artist right now and the biggest rapper right now. You just can't. And if they were to make an album, would it really, Would it really do anything? I mean, I'm just saying. But anyway, next slide. Oh yeah, we got the Chocolate Factory. This is why I say y'all kept jumping over the good with this, man. Because like I said, this album produced so many great tracks as well. You had the Ignition song, both versions, even though the majority of us heard, you know what I'm saying? The majority of us heard the remix version. You had Ignition, you had Step in the Name of Love, you had, man, Chocolate Factory, the title track itself. Like, I mean, my God, man, this dude, oh man, it was a whole bunch of songs off of this album, man. Let me see what y'all talking about. All this talk about music is making me want to write my own freestyle. Hey, do what you got to do, homeboy. Because I know you like to spit rhymes, so go ahead. As much as I love DMX, I got to go with Pac on that. Oh, yeah. Man, how could I forget? Dude, classy, classy. That song right there, that used to be played at a lot of my school dances, man. Feeling on your booty, yo, man. I rubbed on so many cheeks with that song playing at the school dance, man. Oh my God, yo. And then on top of that, like I'm gonna just keep it real. Like I got lucky a few times with that song too, you know what I'm saying? Especially back in the house, you know what I'm saying? I got away with fellas, but hey, I guess me and you can relate because I was able to get away with that too. Like I was able to get. Oh my God, I was able to get away with a lot of that too, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And plus, I had to grow into that my cuteness. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause as a little boy, people always thought I would look weird and stuff. But once I started growing a little bit of facial hair and started filling out, body wise with the muscles, a lot of women just was like, oh yeah, I love it. They didn't mind if my hand just happened to graze across them cheeks, man. They didn't mind that at all. You know what I'm saying? Some of them even got mad when I didn't grab them. Oh yeah, come to my hotel. That was with Cassidy though, that rapper Cassidy. But that was a cut too, man. Woo! That was a joint. That was the joint right there, man. I still sound like a mouse and still graze a lot of cheek. Oh, yeah, yeah. I bet you did, Classy. Bet you did. Oh man, yeah. I bet you did, homie. But all in all, man, Chocolate Factory. Like I said, like y'all people really gotta understand. This dude had classic albums just out the bank. Like you can't name one album R. Kelly did that wasn't a top 10 or a top 5 or a top 3 album in this time period. You just can't. Because R. Kelly always came with the hits, no matter what. But now that we're done talking about the Chocolate Factory, let's go to this. You got R. Kelly TP3 Reloaded. You know what I'm saying? And this album had a lot of great cuts on here as well. You know what I'm saying? I think it had exactly RZA. He wrote for everybody. Like you can't name one person he didn't write for in that time. Man, do what Melody say and hit the like button for both shows, man. Like I said, and if it sounds like I'm speeding through, I'm trying to hurry this along because I want to be able to have Melody be able to do her show. Because after my show, she's going to be doing her show, talking about just pasty things, aka just pearly things. You know what I'm saying? 12 play remix featuring the game. Oh man. He also had that players only song with the game too. Like that was a cold song too, right there. But yeah, that was a yep, Gigolo with Nick Cannon was good. That was actually Nick Cannon's best song. That was actually, that was his best song. Nick Cannon, I should say. R. Kelly, that's just another notch on his belt. But Nick Cannon, that was his best song, no matter what. Can't nobody even say that. But yeah, Players Only. Yeah, that was a dope song. Then you had the Slow Wine from Me song. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. And he had that Jamaican flow on there. Like, oh man. And then also this album, TP3, also gave birth to what Classy was just talking about not that long ago. It gave birth to Trapped in a Closet. Because if you heard TP3, the first 5 chapters was on that album. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, move your body like a snake, man. That was yeah. Oh yeah, that was my song right there too. Yeah. Woo-wee. I wish I could have got it in with a chick off that song for real. Like I ain't even gonna lie. I was too young when that song came out, so I couldn't do it. But yeah, man. But that was Biggie's song. That was on Life After Death. Yeah, I know that cut though. And the only reason I also know about that song, like if anybody ever in here, if y'all ever seen that movie, what's the name? In Too Deep with Omar Epps and LL Cool J, and it was a scene before LL Cool J's people and him came into a room. It was a dude and his girl. They was getting it in the bedroom, and they was playing that exact song. I was like, oh man, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Oh, that sweet wine. Yeah, we was kids, man. We was kids. Gangster Girls was fire. Uh-huh. Yeah. It was an incredible movie. I still sit through and watch that movie today. That's how classic it was. They cut dude's tongue off in the back. Yup, they sure did. They sure did. But yeah, Trapped in the Closet was a legendary thing. Like, and plus you gotta remember, no R&B artist was ever doing this type of stuff. Like coming out with a long, drawn out story. And it's just so crazy because I think originally R. Kelly was supposed to have just, you know, did those 5 and then that was supposed to be it. But since they became so successful, he was like, you know what, man, I think I should just turn this into a whole saga. And that's exactly what he did. He turned it into a whole saga. And I'm still lightweight kind of mad that he didn't even bother to like finish it out. Cause that that was incredible. The storytelling, the singing, the way that he was able to sing everybody's notes on that song. Of course, everybody on there was lip syncing and stuff, of course. But the fact of the matter is, like he embodied everybody's character on that movie, on those movies, I should say. Yeah. Yeah, we already talked about that, RZA. He definitely did. We discussed all of that, man. He wrote for everybody. He wrote for everyone. Trapped in the Closet was a testimony of his greatness singing while doing every character's voice was incredible. Yes. That's why I say he always could sing in every note. He could sing in every note. Like he could sing in very high pitch. He could sing low. He could sing opera style. Like R. Kelly was the type of dude, like he had range. No other R&B artist, not even today, got the type of range he got. And that says a lot. That says a whole lot. Wait, did it not finish? No, it didn't finish because it stopped at chapter, I want to say 33. Because his chapters went all the way up to 33, man. So, and it was supposed to have finished, but I think because of what happened, which I'm a touch on in a little bit, is what kind of halted this whole Trapped in the Closet story. Because I think had he never got messed with, as far as that goes, you would You would see like he probably would have came out with more chapters, like because the thing was he wanted to keep this going for a long time, but of course, now boy locked down in the feds, can't do nothing now. He wrote songs but couldn't exactly. That's my point. He was a genius. Yeah, he knew how to do. Man, I'm telling you, dude is a legend. Dude is a legend, timeless, all that. People need to stop hating on this guy. Like seriously. Now, dude was getting in trouble with the law because back in 2008, that's what he went into. That's what he actually went into trial for all the stuff that he supposedly had done. Like I'm gonna get into all of that after we get done with the music portion because I want to get done going down memory lane and then I want to get to the music part. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna get to the other parts. All right. Now we got this album right here. Woo-wee. Cut. Cut. Like you can't even deny this album was a straight banger, man. Like this dude had I'm a Flirt on this album. He had Sex Planet on this album. He had Double Up on this album. Of course, the title track to this, album, of course. And then, of course, he had the song that had the summer blazing. He had the summer blazing with this song, and he had it with Usher. Same girl. Like you couldn't go nowhere without playing that song. Man, you couldn't go nowhere without hearing that song being played on the radio, at the store, where in the mall. Like Double Up, can't nobody. This was a top. Oh God, yes, same girl with Usher, legendary. And it would make it so crazy. They even had a remix with all three of him, Usher, and T-Pain. Like they had a remix. I mean, I don't think it was on the Double Up album, but it was a remix. And then of course you had Rockstar. And that was back when hip hop had that Rockstar phase. So he capitalized that on that as well. So it's like, yo, that's what's up. Like, dude had a lot of cuts on these albums, man. Like, shoo like I said, all of this stuff that I'm looking at right now is making me want to go back and listen to all of this once I'm done doing this show. Like I'm just saying, but of course I can't do that because I got an obligation to Sweet Melody, so I'm not gonna do that. I'll probably do that when she's done. But yeah, but I'm just telling you, all of this stuff right here, this album and all the albums that I had mentioned, legendary. Oh shoot, is that's right. Hey, but Capo, one of these days, man, I might want you to hop up on a panel with me and we can just chop it up about music and stuff, man. Like whatever type of music, whether it's about reggae, rap, R&B, whatever. Like just to have just to keep a dialogue on the music stuff. Yeah. Yeah, he also knew. He also helped out Tyrese too. That's another thing. A person that he helped out was Tyrese. Yeah, he also knew how to copy people's voices and pitches. He did it with MJ. Yeah, and only somebody that's masterful can do that. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I could talk about music all night, man. Shoot, I could talk about music too, bro. Off rip. Yeah, and do like my homegirl RZA said, like and share and subscribe to both streams, man. I would greatly appreciate it if you came over to Killer Swag 216 and hit that subscribe button for your boy. You know what I'm saying? Because you only gonna get shows like this over there and now over here on Sweet Melody Medias because she has been gracious enough to host me on her channel. So thank you very, very much for that. I really do appreciate that, baby girl. Yeah. He helped Tyrese write his first song, Signs. Yeah, he did. Tyrese a damn man. You about to mess me up, bro. All these, yeah, Yeah, you got the right name off rip. Okay. Now, let's go to the next one. Happy People, You Save Me. Now, of course, Happy People is also in the line of like Step in the Name of Love and stuff like that. But yeah, woo. This was I'm not really too familiar with a lot of his tracks on this album, but just the fact that he had, You Save Me and Happy People and stuff like that, since it had R. Kelly on it, it was gonna move numbers no matter what. Nigga crying more rivers. Oh my God, Capo, man, what is wrong with you? You must be sleepy. Cause I know it's late over there in the UK, so I know you probably tired, man. Yeah, Baby Boy was a good movie, man. It was a dope movie. Even though it did kind of make Tyrese look like a chump, but it was a good movie. Happy People, dope song, absolutely. Hit the like button on both channels for real, yo. But yeah, Happy People, You Save Me, dope albums, dope this. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing a few albums, so forgive me. But like I said, I'm kind of running short on time because I'm not trying to overlap on Melody Show. So forgive me if it seems like I'm speeding through a lot of this. So I'm just trying to get to a point, and then I might want to open up the panel and see what y'all got to say about this whole R. Kelly situation. And then, like, after we get to a certain point, then I'll shut it down, and then we'll get ready to start getting ready for Melody's show. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you got this album right here, Love Letter. Lord have mercy. I remember when I heard this song on the radio. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was an old song when I heard that. Did you read my call? Did you read my love letter? Did it touch your heart when you read that love letter? Yeah, I'm just saying. And then of course you had the song like even though it wasn't on this album, you had the song Hair Braider. That was pretty much like one of the only songs he had that he was using auto tunes. And then of course he had that song with Carrie Hilson. What's that, number one? Like I'm just saying, like, dude had a lot of tracks, man. Dude had a lot of tracks. This was a dope album when I finally heard about it too and stuff like that. And didn't he have an album called Write Me Back or something like that? And I know on once it's either on this one or that one. He had a song on there that I still listen to this day. It's basically like, green light. And that's just how I be when it comes to females. Just give me the green light and I'm going crazy. Give me that green light and I'm going crazy on you, girl. But yeah, yeah. All right, though. But now that we got the music portion out of the way, like I said, for right now, we gonna touch on some other things. Now, even though R. Kelly has some timeless music, which we all just reminisced on this show. I see everybody reminiscing in the chat. I'm reminiscing as well. But let's also talk about his demons, you know, what he was convicted or what he was being charged with. Like, I was about to touch on the fact that dude had got arrested over the infamous tape. Now, if you was growing up in the mid to late 90s and 2000s, even though you might not have seen it, but you knew about that tape. You knew about that tape. Man, because it was circulating. I want to say it was around like 2003 to 2004 when that tape started circulating everywhere. Now everybody know what that is, and that's the tape that got him into trouble in the first place, because that was the tape where he was on there relieving himself on what was perceived as a minor. And dude couldn't shake that. He couldn't shake that, yo. And it's just crazy that it took them that long for them to come up with a trial. And the reason I'm bringing all of this up is, and this is all going to tie into what I'm going to talk about afterwards, about like if you knew that this man was on trial for potentially being inappropriate with a minor, why in the world would you ever take your child to a concert of his? Why would you ever let your child be outside of a courthouse that he was, he was in, to try to clear his name off of those charges that he had? Like, because if anybody knows, this is what started his downfall. Now, of course, it also, said the other thing that started his downfall was the fact that he ended up going broke. Like, and I guess since dude wasn't able to pay a lot of people, he just this was created by Lifetime. Yep, exactly. You ain't lying about that. But like I said, she didn't come forward. She didn't confess to it. She didn't even testify to it. So, but yeah. But when this came out back in 2019, this started a whole uproar because you started hearing all of these different stories from all of these different women saying about what all he did and all the sexcapades that this dude was into and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, they really are trying to go after this man. And of course, with everybody hearing about this dude's past, it's like, do you really doubt what they're saying is true? But it's like, why now all of a sudden? It's like, dude was on top all of this long. No, that wasn't it. Because you got to remember, though, Hustler, around that time, around that time, he wasn't even at the top of the mountain yet when he was so-called messing with Aaliyah. So, like, of course, he was gaining a lot of buzz. He was gaining a lot of momentum, but you know, that wasn't the reason. It sparked it, but it wasn't the whole thing in a nutshell. Y'all killing me. Oh man, Capo, stop it.
Y'all killing me with this.
Yeah, the Aaliyah situation is part of it. Yeah, I think so too. And that's why whenever 12th place sells, that money is going straight to Aaliyah's family. Like a lot of people don't know that Aaliyah's people own the royalties and the masters to that album. So every time a song off that album gets played or anything, Aaliyah's mom, dad, and all of them, they're getting paid off of that. So yeah, and it's crazy to think about, but I think that was one of the things where he kind of had to do that in order for his secret to never be too. Because as you notice, even with all the stuff that came out about R. Kelly and Aaliyah, you did notice that neither of her parents ever came out and said anything about it. They never commented on it. They never talked about it. They stayed out of it. And they could have really been the nail in the coffin for him. Like, even though a lot of people seem to think that this what is going on with him is the nail in the coffin, but if they would have spoke on it, oh, it would have been over. It would have been a wrap for him. That's crazy. The last time you saw him in person. Hmm. Yeah, but shoot, it was a lot of women that got kids that was jumping on planes just to go see R. Kelly. That's the crazy part. That's crazy. You even saw it in a docu series. Like it was one woman that was proudly saying that she was getting on a plane. It was to the point where dude had to seriously send her back home because he didn't want to deal with her no more. What's going on with you, Chris G? What's good, homie? They never talked about it because I think they signed an agreement. Also, his song vibes tell it all. Yeah, you're right. After the Cosby and Harvey Weinstein situation, they came in. Of course, because he was a powerful man. You know what I'm saying? He had a yeah, and that's another reason why a lot of these men don't be want to deal with these women like that is because of situations like that. Yeah, that's crazy. Salute to you, Chris G, man. Thank you for pulling up to the show. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, Black Round Record. Yeah, with I think that was with what you call it, Missy and Timberland, right? But yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, it was just so crazy looking at that documentary. How they it was basically like a hit piece, and then after the entire series ended or whatever, they had this whole campaign of mute R. Kelly, mute R. What? He in trouble again. What they trying to do? Oh my God. What are they trying to do with him? What the leave Grandpa Cosby alone, man. I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous. Aaliyah. Yeah, I heard that too. That was crazy though, what I heard about that. That was nuts. There's also a case in 1915 that caused an effect to go after black men. So he was a target of something bigger that goes back 100 years. Sheesh, RZA. Oh, Jesus. They going after Cosby Land of Oil. Oh my God, man. They need to leave that man alone. All because dude wanted to buy NBC. Come on, man. Leave that man alone, man. Just stop. Right now, y'all looking like a witch hunt at this point. But anyway, like I said, they had this whole campaign of mute R. Kelly, mute R. Kelly. They even arrested this man on on charges that, in my opinion, should have never stuck. Like, how you gonna arrest this dude off of racketeering and a RICO case? Now, I'm not really well versed in the law like that, but last time I checked, if you're gonna get somebody off of a RICO case, shouldn't you be going after other people as well? Because a RICO case is like a sting operation. It's like you got a bunch of people. Oh, okay. It was before Missy and Timber. Well, shoot. Like I said, I probably will have to look it up later or something like that. But like I said, I'm trying to kind of speed through this. So, because like I said, I don't want to overlap Melody's show. You know what I'm saying? Because she got one coming on after this. So, yeah. But yeah, like, see, yeah, now I forgot what I was about to say. Thing about Missy and Timbo. Oh man, shoosh. What was I about to say, y'all? Like, I don't really forgot, yo. I don't really forgot. But anyway, let me pick it back up here, though. Yeah, they tried to make a hit piece on this dude, man, and they tried to mute R. Kelly, mute R. Kelly. Oh yeah, now I remember. Shouldn't RICO cases have something to do with like a bunch of people going to prison instead of just one man? Like, and it's like me and a few of my homies always say, like, they trying to get this dude off of what happened back in 2008 because he got off. That's really what happened. But they can't do that because if they just blatantly just said we're going to get him for that, they know that he could sue them because you can't retry him for something that he was already acquitted for. And like I said, I'm not well versed in the law. I'm not a lawyer. I don't read a lot of law books. I'm a start though. But yeah, it's just if you're going after a RICO case, like the fact of the matter is, you need to have a whole lot of people be involved in that. It can't just be just R. Kelly that just bites the bullet on this. So that's why I say that's just a load of crap. Now, throughout this whole thing, we have been introduced to two women and their families. Right here, you got the homegirl, Jocelyn Savage. This girl who a lot of people said that R. Kelly brainwashed her, manipulated her to leaving her family and all of this, that, and the third. And this is another thing I want to touch on that show. I see like a lot of these dads on the show crying their eyes out, talking about, I just want my baby to come home. I just want my baby to come see her papa. I want my baby to be home with me in the family. And I don't have any kids. I'm not a father. Hopefully one day I will be a father. But I'm just gonna keep it all the way a buck with y'all. If I felt like my daughter was in danger and I felt like she was taken against her will, ain't nobody in the world gonna keep me away from my child. It's just not. I'm not. I'm not letting that slide. Now, of course, people will be like, "Well, what about the law? You got to be careful about the courts and the cops and all this stuff." I'm like, that's true, but at the same time, that's still my daughter. Like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that my daughter comes back home safe. And then let's be for real. They even said it in the docuseries. Dude never left Chicago unless he was on tour, so you knew where he was at. If he really felt like, yo, my daughter is being taken advantage of, my daughter's being kidnapped, my daughter's this, that, or the third, no, I would have been right there at that door. Like, man, if you don't give me my daughter right now, man, I'm gonna kick this door down and I'm gonna come see about you. Like, because you're not about to hold my daughter against my will. And that's just me being a man. Like, if I had a daughter and if I knew I had a child and I felt like if that was happening to her, you couldn't keep me off of that motherfucker property. You just can't. Hit the like button on both channels, yo. Hit the like button for your boy. Come on. Show some love for Killer, man. I'm up here trying to give y'all some dope content from my perspective, man. Come on, man. Give your boy some love, man. I want to feel the love. Oh, I just got me 140 subscribers. Salute to that last subscriber that subscribed to the channel. Salute to you, homeboy. Appreciate you. Also, make sure to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend about this channel as well, man. But salute to the 140 people that subscribe to my channel, and salute to everybody that's watching this show right now. But yeah, after everything had went down, you know what I'm saying, she still chose to ride it out with Kels. And for what I understand, she's supposed to be married to him, and she got a kid with him. And like I said, this is allegedly, because they're saying that, they're saying that she didn't have his baby or anything like that. But then there's reports saying that she did. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I say allegedly. So I don't really know for sure. Don't quote me on that. But the bottom line is, even while R. Kelly was locked down, she still held that man down. She still was repping for him and everything. While this girl, Azriel Clary, she did a complete 180. Now, as you can see, that was the other girl that was involved with R. Kelly. And as you can see, these two people beside her are her parents, her mother and her father. Now, they was all on TV during the docuseries. They was all crying, talking about R. Kelly's a monster, taking my daughter against my will, all this other stuff. But then she was on the TV interview with Jocelyn when R. Kelly was being interviewed, and she was talking about, oh no, R. Kelly's not doing none of that. He's not doing none of that. He loves me. I love him. We're gonna be together. And Jocelyn was just sitting over there with her head, doing that stuff.
Y'all killing me with this.
And that's all it was. That's all it was right there, man. Like, but I feel like once Kels got locked down, all of a sudden her stories changed. Like, somebody got in her ear. Get up the lights, Pawn Killer channel. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Hit the like button for your boy Killer Swag, man. Hit it up for me, man. Come on, man. I'm out here putting in work on these last couple of days on my vacation before I got to go back to work on Monday, man. Give your boy some love, man. Get the likes up for your boy. Get the likes up and make sure
You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button.
That's right, man. Hit the subscribe button for your boy. Y'all don't want me out here looking like this, do you?
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button on Killer's channel so that way I don't end up looking like that, man. Please. Like, I don't beg. I don't do that at all. But don't have me out here looking like that dude, man. I don't want to do that, man. Don't, please. Please don't. But anyway, back to the show. The fact of the matter is, once she got to her family, her story completely changed. All of a sudden, R. Kelly's this monster. R. Kelly is a predator. He's this, he's that. And next thing you know, now all of a sudden she want to have a singing career. I think she even got a YouTube channel, which is crazy. I'm like, wow, so she's really trying to profit off of this. And the papa and the mama, they just so happy. Like, we got our baby girl back. Yeah, I'm happy. I got my daughter back. I'm like, something just ain't right about y'all, man. And of course, it's always been rumors and speculations and stuff about them. But just what I want to say a month and a half, 2 months ago, I came across a story that really just kind of sealed it for me. Text message exchanges between R. Kelly's ex-girlfriend, Azriel Clary, and mother Alice Carey put on a show. Dads grab his hand, shimmy, wiggle, sit on his lap, and entice him. Now, wow. That's all I got to say about that is wow. If this is true, oh my God, Capo, what are you doing to me, man? What are you doing to me? You said that's what? No. Yeah, man. Capo, you a fool for this one, man. You a fool. But yeah, it's like I said, like, so basically all this revealed to me was that they were preying on a so-called predator. Like they was trying to do all of this just to fatten their pockets. Because why are you trying to entice a man who was on trial for the very thing that you was trying to get this man caught up for? Like, come on. This is too easy for me. I got jokes for days. Come test me. Oh man, I just know you do, Capo. But yeah, like I want to pull them up, but I don't know if you guys can read them. So just let me know if you can or not. If not, then I'll just just talk my ish. But anyway, yeah. Look at these text messages. Look at all that, man. Already did that. Thanks. Are you going to school or a push? Outgoing. Both school first. Oh, okay. You drove? Oh, no. Blah, 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 blah. Now, the ones that we should be paying attention to is the ones that's highlighted. Because all the other ones that don't mean nothing. It's stupid. Now, look at this one down here. You need to let him know your age because he in public doing stuff because he think you of age. So he don't care. But when it come out that you not and you didn't tell him, he gonna look stupid and will be really mad because you will make him look like an idiot. He may not mind your age, but that need to be his decision. Don't assume. He may be hurt and deceived and very upset. You have him lying to people. That's not cool. Like, really? And you know that's from Mama Bear. That's from Mama Weave. You know what I'm saying? And then we got the next one. Like I said, the ones that need to be highlighted is the ones that's highlighted. Anything else don't mean nothing. Now let's read this right here. You are silly. That man ain't trying to do nothing with you musically. He want to F you, period. Cause he like young girls. If he heard you sing, heard your songs, saw your video, he would see you're serious cause you got talent. He would be serious about the music with you. He obviously ain't interested in that. You're wasting your time. And like I said, everything that they highlighted don't mean nothing. Now, you got this down here at the bottom. He will probably hit you up, fly you to him later by yourself, get you there, and you will have no choice but to have with eggs because he will probably tell you he ain't giving you a return flight unless you do all kinds of BS. Now, this is a parent telling this to their child, yo. Now let's look at this one. Like I said, we only paid attention to the ones that's highlighted. This man is in love, outgoing. Oh my God, you're gonna marry him and have his babies. My son-in-law gonna be older than me. Dang, too funny. Blah 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 blah. Like, does that sound like that R. Kelly was just being preyed upon by these women just to try to get a bag out of them? Because I mean, if you knew this man was involved in so much of that crazy ish, why would you even want that man to be anywhere near your child? Why would you want him to have any type of contact, whether it's phone contact or DM contact or whatever? Why would you want that? That's some slime ball ish right there. Like, and it also showing me that you don't really care about your daughter. And then come to find out, a lot of these quote unquote parents don't care about their kids messing around with a guy like R. Kelly. Because if you know his story, you know his backstory, you know how he is, you know what he got in trouble for, but you still allow for your kids to be somewhere near him. What does that say about you? What in the world? What pictures does that paint for you? And that's a fact, man. But anyway, like all I got to say is, and then I touched on it a little while earlier, that now more so than ever, a lot of his charges are getting dropped. So there's a good chance that dude might, I'm not saying this year or anytime soon, but probably within the next 5 years or so, he might be coming home. So you never know. You might see another R. Kelly album come out of nowhere. So y'all, and I know a lot of people talk all this mess like, oh, we ain't listen to it. If R. Kelly was to release a real album right now, a lot of people would download that off of iTunes. And that's a fact. So let's do y'all guys want me to open up the panel for this? You want me to open the panel for the show so that y'all could, give y'all 2 cents on it and stuff like that? And then like afterwards, we can get ready to start packing up for Melody's show, which comes on at 7 o'clock, which is gonna be not right after this, but after this, you know what I'm saying? So just let me know. Make Killer Swag beg for the like and sub. Zone, you boy, Zone. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, Zone. All right. We got Husky Bus. He says, sure. All right, man. Let me go ahead and drop the link because I would love to hear y'all takes on this matter, man. I'd love to hear y'all's perspective on this whole R. Kelly situation. And who knows, maybe y'all might enlighten me on some stuff that I didn't even know about. So let me go ahead and get all of this stuff together. All right, yo. I just posted the link. So all you got to do is just hit that link and come up and chop it up with your boy. And we can only chop it up for maybe I think the longest we could go for is maybe about 45, 50 minutes, maybe an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, because she got her show at 7 and I ain't trying to, overlap it. So let's go ahead and get this conversation started talking about the Pied Piper of R&B. Because he did used to call himself that. So yeah. Zone, Zone always want to give me a hard time, man. I don't understand him, man. Like, what did I ever do to him to make him want to give me a hard time like that? Like, come on, fam. Don't try to play me like that, man. All right. Let me see. Go ahead and pin this to my chat real quick. Yo, peace to you, Game Changer, man. Thanks for coming through to the show, man. I really appreciate it, yo. Yeah. All right, man. All right, Hustler and Muscle, you said you wanted to come up, so come on up, my guy. Oh, man. Besides, I would love to hear your take on this whole situation anyway. All right, chat, AZ or Nas. Ooh. Ooh, man. Dude, that's actually a good question. That's actually a good question. Like, for real. That is a dope question. Like, I don't know. Like, Nas is revered from everybody, but at the same time, AZ had those rhymes, man. Oh no, it's cool, man. It's all love, man. I was just talking about Hustler or Muscular. He said he wanted to come up on the panel. But yeah, like if you can't come up on the panel, it's cool. But if don't nobody want to hop up, I'm probably gonna end up ending the show anyway because I really don't have too much to say on this matter. Because I already said what I wanted to say, going down memory lane and telling y'all about my perspective on the whole situation. Oh, here we go. What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, Hustler, you might want to mute yourself real quick. Because I just heard an echo. Yeah, what's going on, Melody? What's good with you?
Hi, Swag. Great show today.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. This was in the works for a minute, so I just thought I'd go ahead and talk about it real quick.
Oh yeah. Wow. Some people might say you're bold to talk about R. Kelly because people looking at him like he a monster. Right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we all said that he's a monster. Everybody call him a monster, a predator, and all that stuff. But like I said, with everything that I done put down on the table, can you really look at him as being the only monster in this situation?
Absolutely not. And I'm gonna tell you. Well, let's start from the beginning because you did show some great albums that he put out in the beginning. So shout out to those albums. Like
Shout
I
out.
said, right? Like I said in the chat, he is definitely the GOAT.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
right. And I remember they were saying, "Oh, who's better, R. Kelly or Chris Brown?" I'm gonna say this, and this is the only time I'm gonna say this. I love Chris Brown. He is great at what he do, but there will never be another R. Kelly.
No.
So, like R. Kelly paved the way for Chris Brown and everybody who came after him. And like we said, not only is he a singer, but he's a musical genius.
Mm-hmm. Most
He,
definitely.
he wrote songs for people like what they say, Michael Jackson, Janet
Joe.
Jackson. Who else?
Joe.
Joe, Stevie Wonder,
Tyrese.
Tyrese, exactly. So he is the GOAT. Ain't nobody really touching him. Chris Brown, he can be the second king of R&B, but he definitely not the first.
Sure.
And then we have Michael as the king of pop. So
right. Ain't
there you
nobody
go.
touching that crown. Ain't nobody touching that crown. But
Ain't nobody touching.
But nowadays, you got people saying that Jacquees is the king of R&B. Even he called himself
Ooh.
that.
I almost forgot. I'm sorry. I almost forgot about Jacquees. That was hilarious. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Oh my God, Jacquees, who? Like,
I'm like, yo, this dude is nuts for real. All the 90s artists he wrote for. Absolutely, man. He did all of that. R.
yeah.
Kelly is not a dancer, so I don't see the Chris Brown comparison. No, he ain't a dancer at all, but it's just his showmanship, the way that he can set the crowd up whenever they doing concerts and stuff like that. R. Kelly just had that if oomph about him that just he had that presence to where you could not take your eyes off of him whenever he's performing.
He wasn't touching R. Kelly.
No, but as far as dancing goes, the only person that's better than him is Michael Jackson. Like Michael Jackson's the greatest dancer of all time.
Well, we all know that nobody is touching Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Nobody. So,
nobody. Yeah,
mhm.
exactly. So let me see. We got the homeboy Happy Life in the building. Oh
Hello.
man. Shoot, I wish I could have pulled that picture up, but I had to delete it for those slides. But next show, I'm putting them back up. You lucky today, my boy. I'll leave you alone today. But yeah.
Mhm. I hope you still got Clue up there for the show I'm doing.
Oh yeah, it's up there on your in your stuff, so it ain't going
Okay.
nowhere. Yeah, it's still there.
Definitely
Nah,
not.
Chris Brown will eat Michael Jackson. Capo, go to bed.
What?
Go to bed, bro. Now you need to
I'm
go to
done.
sleep right now. You need to go to sleep right now. That's crazy. Don't do
I
that.
know he didn't
Don't.
just say that.
Yes, he did. It's
It's
right
right
there.
there. Oh no, he didn't.
Yes, he did. It's right there. He better go
Mm.
to bed right now.
Excuse me, Michael Jackson's sister, Janet Jackson, will kill him in a dance.
Yeesh.
She's nasty.
You're right.
I mean, ain't no female dancing better than Janet, and ain't no male dancing better than Michael. Period.
When it comes to dancing, bro, Capo, go to sleep, bro. Now I know you tired. Like I
Right.
said, if you put Michael Jackson in his later years, like when he became all skinny and frail, then yeah, he's probably better than that version of Michael. But if you put Michael Jackson as far as smooth criminal,
In his
Billie
prime.
Jean in his prime, dude,
Hmm.
Michael Jackson would eat him alive at a dance battle. Stop playing.
I mean, K Capo, don't you remember the video Thriller when he was real young?
Hmm.
He killed that dance.
Ooh, RZA got a comment for you, Melody.
I don't know, Melody. Sierra or Missy will probably eat her.
Talking
Uh,
about Janet, I'm guessing.
I don't think Missy, but maybe Sierra would give her a run for her money, but not really, because Janet Jackson was taught by the from the best, which is her brother Michael.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't even say all that. And Beyonce, she's all right. I mean, she's good, but sometimes it looks like she's hopping around. She just be
Mm-hmm.
jumping all around the stage, you know. So
Uh-huh. Right.
definitely not.
Right. Uh, All right. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on before I pass the mic to Huscular and Muscular?
Yeah, real quick, I wanted to say this as well. Really, let's really place most of the blame on the parents
Mm-hmm.
because these parents knew that he was a predator, like you said, because of what was going on with Aaliyah. Everybody knew about that. And
Mm-hmm.
also, everybody knew about the tape that he did.
Yep.
So, by these parents bringing their kids around him and saying, oh, because from what I understand, the parents thought that he can make their kids famous. So that's why like they put him in the studio with him and stuff, but that was the worst move they could make because they knew what it was. They knew what was up.
Absolutely.
And then as
Definitely.
far as the dad saying, "Oh, I want my little girl back." You know where she is. You know how to find her. Or you could at least send the police out.
Exactly. I mean, they claim they did like a wellness check with the police or whatever, but like I said, man, if it was my kid, if I had a daughter and I felt like she was being held against her will, like I said before, R. Kelly never really went anywhere except for when he went on tours. Other than that, he was always in Chicago. So the fact that you didn't bother to go down there, and I'm pretty sure they know his studio because they had to be showing his studio before all of this even was going on. So it's like, you mean to tell me that you wouldn't have went down there and tried to go see this dude, even if you couldn't go in there? You knew he had to leave and go home eventually. You could have been standing outside waiting for the homie. Like, yo, man, where my
Exactly.
daughter at? Where my kid at? Where's this? Where's that? And you can say, oh, but he probably got security. I don't care. That's my daughter. Like,
Mhm.
you
He
gonna have
didn't
to
try
deal
hard
with
enough.
me. Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't try hard enough. Definitely not.
no. And that's why I'm like, man, these fathers are a joke. When I was looking at that docu series, like, they're a joke. Cause like I said, there's no way in the world. I don't care how grown or young, whatever. If that's my daughter, that's my daughter. You're not keeping my daughter from me, bro. It's not happening.
Exactly. And then these girls are saying he held them in cages against their will and locked them in closets and all that. I mean, if that was true, why didn't they try to leave? They just stayed and like, come on. The whole
Yeah.
thing is ridiculous.
And he even said it, no matter how ridiculous it may sound, he said it many times, like they had access to leave. So it's not like he had him up on chains and stuff. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, people.
Use your common sense.
Exactly. But the crazy part is, yes, he is a predator. Hands
Hmm.
down. We all know that. R. Kelly is a predator. But a lot of these women are lying, and a lot of their parents are just as guilty as the women in R. Kelly, period.
Hmm. Exactly. I couldn't agree more. So that's all you got for me, girl?
That's all I got.
All right. Well, you up next, Huscular and Muscular. What you got to say on the topic, my boy?
What's going on? My number one crew, tell me what to do.
You was
What's
good with
good
you,
with
What's
you,
homie.
good,
homie?
good?
Yeah, shout out to Kill 'em Sweet, bringing all the heat. Looking so fly in the YouTube streets.
Love it.
I, I love that, man. I ain't gonna lie. So what
So
you
what
got to
you got
say
to
on
say
this,
on
man?
that?
Man, you took me down a trip down memory lane. and and like I told you in the chat, I thought it all started when he had that on-off relationship with Aaliyah, who by the way was like in high school at the time this happened. And I don't know about y'all, but me, I was, man, come on, this was 1994. I had to have been at least 10 years old, 10 years old at the time. So I didn't know what the hell was going on between 1994 and 2000. I didn't find
Right.
out about any of this, all of these allegations or whatever until I was at least in high school. Hell, by the time his 2000 album TP.com came out, that's when I got wind of all the nonsense that he's been doing to these young girls. I mean, come on, we were just little kids in high school and middle school. So what the hell did we know was going on behind closed doors? So it was a shocker to me.
You ain't lying, man, because I sure as hell wasn't paying no attention to that when I was in school. Like, and like I said, the only thing that really made me start paying attention was that tape. And that was like back when I was in my junior year in high school. I was like, yo, what, this dude got a tape. And then of course on the tape you had, oh boy, you know, eating the booty like groceries and stuff like that. And on one girl, and then on another girl, he was, giving a kitty a bath with his tongue. And then the other girl, which is the one he really got in trouble for, was when he relieved himself on that little young girl.
I got a question. When did these videos actually get released? Like around what time period?
Man, I want to say it definitely was in the early 2000s. That's for sure. But I want to say it was like maybe either 2000, late 2002. No, it might have came out in 2003 because I know it really hit the streets in the summertime. So I want to say it probably was 2003.
Oh, okay. Damn, 2003, I was 18 years old, fresh out of high school. Man, I feel
Yeah.
old. But I remember it.
Yeah, man. Like it was so crazy to think about it though, man. I'm like, dude, this dude getting it in with this girl, man. I'm like, man, it's crazy. And plus, at that time, everybody was still thinking like, is that really him? Maybe that's a dude that just looked like him. I don't know. Like that's been the whole thing about it for the longest, man. But nobody really knew. But I mean, come on. It looked just like that dude, man.
Yeah, also keep in mind, this was 2003, way before social media, way before the days of 4K digital cameras and camera phones. So maybe the quality was just messed up to where it looked like where, you could barely recognize R. Kelly or whatever. So you got to consider that. And for it to take 3 years to spill into the streets, yeah, that speaks volume to the time period. Because nowadays you could put something on Facebook or Instagram, the whole damn universe know about it. But back in 20 years ago, 2002, 2003, no, only certain people knew about it, and it took years before it spilled out into the streets like that. So yeah, that speaks volume to the time period that was what times were like back then. So
Definitely. Man, I don't know if it was 2001 though, man. And the
It
reason I say
was.
that is it
It was
was
2001. Yeah.
this had to be in the summertime, dude.
well, in
Yeah,
that case, I was
it was during the
17.
summertime. Yeah.
In that case, I was 17, still in high school, 16, 17. If that's the case, either way, I'm old.
Yeah. What did you say it was, Classy?
It was during 2001 when everybody found out. That's when Dave Chappelle started clowning him on his show
Oh
about it.
yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Because that's
And
when they had that
actually,
POU
I
shit.
saw the tape too. Actually, I knew what the situation was about. It was about one of his artists named Sparkle. She actually used her niece because she knew how R. Kelly was to get royalties, basically. So she used her niece to set him up. That's unfortunate, but
So she ain't anything either, man. She a piece of ish, man. Like
nah.
you
Because
would literally
you remember they made that song. You better be careful what you say.
1997.
yeah, I definitely remember that song.
Yeah.
I definitely remember that song.
So Sparkle had some part in all this too.
Oh
Of
yeah,
course
yeah.
she
It
did.
was told that Sparkle had set her niece up to go to his house to get to get evidence on how he was doing stuff to women, and that's what she did. So although she was a minor at that time, I think the girl was about, I think, what, 15, 16 years old, if I remember. And
Mm,
they got the stuff all on videotape. And actually, if you look at some of his old MTV Cribs house, I think if I remember, they did something. Some of the spacings where they had their little escapade that kind of matched. That's where everybody thought it was real.
that's crazy. But I definitely remember that though. But wow.
Yeah, I saw it about 5 times. Yeah, he peed all over her. So I mean, excuse me, he gave her the golden shower treatment.
Let's call it the
Yeah,
golden shower for the sake of the YouTube street.
Yeah.
right.
Which is
Yeah.
now normalized in today's world. We used to think it was disgusting back then. Now you got girls being proud about talking about it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How long this been
Today's
going on?
girls.
I have never in my life heard a female say she enjoys being defecated on or urinated on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, today's girls are disgusting. Trust me.
Hmm. Yeah. Cause I mean, didn't
Yeah.
Diddy one of Diddy's girlfriends come out and say that she liked getting, Pete, urinated on with him?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sure, you got to remember during that time period. I mean, even Biggie was talking about it. I want you to just S on me. You know, they were all doing that
Okay,
stuff.
what's next? What's next? Are they gonna start saying guys like watching girls do number one, number two? Is that what's
Quite
coming next?
frankly, no, that's already been established already. They took it
I,
to a whole nother level
I was
in
about to say
today's world.
that's already out there. It's just not publicly like well known like that, but it's out there.
It was just like the last show. I think it was Melody show, the last show when she had
The
I forgot the
hygiene.
lady's name, the hygiene situation. And I was
Yeah,
telling when I made the point that females, let's just say if you're doing something real freaky, females would less likely to take a facial, but they will allow a man to urinate on them. I don't. That doesn't make any sense to me.
that's nasty.
But welcome to the new world.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't mess with a lot of these women in the new world because I'm not trying to use no woman as a toilet.
Yeah, and it's funny. I can tell you a story about that. Right? This was wow. This was years ago. Me and a friend of mine, we had, I had a little get together. It was me and the female that I was messing with during the time. and the female that he was messing with, and it was another group. We were playing Truth or Dare, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember this was in 2001. 2000 when I first moved out to Los Angeles, California. I actually knew a few, I knew a few porn stars in person, and they used to go to Fox Hills a lot. People didn't care. We knew who they were, but he saw me give one of them a hug. He was like, "Ooh, you like that girl? You know what she do for a living?" I said, "Yeah, but you don't know what your girl does for a living because it's not shown on camera." I said, "Do you
Mm-hmm.
know for a fact that your girl is not doing anything that you don't know about?" And he was so confident about the situation. He was like, "Yeah, I know she would never do nothing like that." We played Truth or Dare, and she came out and said, before I met him, the last boyfriend I dated, I used to, eat his groceries. And
Oh
sometimes she
wow.
wouldn't brush her teeth or her tongue.
Ugh.
So we had to grab him because he wanted to choke her to death.
I just bet he did. That's some nasty. Oh man. Oh
But
come on.
there was the point that I made. I said, I told you, just because the girl that you see on camera, at least you know what she do, but you don't know what your girl do because he's not on camera. So it's
Uh
almost
huh.
like
Okay.
a misjudgment, in my opinion. But
I want to ask you a question, Classy, because it's something I heard. I don't know if it's a rumor or not. Is it true that people are getting sick, like cancer and everything, from eating the groceries?
yes, mostly they're getting cancer from. Excuse me, I want to use the correct terminology for pleasuring a female's anatomy vagina. They're getting it
I
from
was
that.
gonna
There's
say just
there's
giving the
men.
kitty a tongue bath.
Yeah, that's a better way to say it. I couldn't find the words, but yeah, there's rumors of people getting throat cancer from it, but it's a small, minute. It's not like in a massive range of people that are actually catching cancer. It was just a small minority of people because you got to understand you are sucking down another person's bacteria.
Oh, that's disgusting. Oh my God. I mean, it's not disgusting to do that to a woman, but I feel like a woman who's making a man sick gotta be nasty down here.
Of course, most of the time, or the fact of the matter is, the guy should not be. Let me say this to you, Melanie. Not every single female deserves to get that type of pleasure, even if it's
Nope.
something that you like to do.
Nope.
At all. You gotta at least make sure she's going to the doctor every 6 months and everything like that.
Which a lot of people aren't. So I would say be careful.
Yeah, definitely. You hear that, fellas? Stop pleasuring everybody. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
Right.
everybody you come across don't deserve to be pleasured that way. That's what I
Yeah.
would say. But
Just
that we
because a
had
woman got them legs up in the air, don't mean you supposed to put your tongue down there. So just think
right,
about
Right.
that.
right. But we had small cases of throat cancer. Yeah, you can get it. Even females can get it from giving dudes blowjobs too. Everybody does not deserve that pleasure, even if you like
Yeah.
to do it.
Cause shoot, I even heard what's his name? Michael Douglas, he ended up with throat cancer and they was
But yeah, I
basically
know that's how it started. But they kind of cleared that up. Michael Douglas, he had a small potential of throat cancer because he used to drink a lot.
oh,
Oh, okay. All right. So
oh,
that's different. Yeah.
okay. Huh.
Yeah,
Thanks for clearing that up.
no
Right,
problem.
yeah. That's very interesting. But thanks for the insight. Always can count on Classy for giving those medical expert advice, man. And just
I
like he
try.
said, man, do not put your tongue on any rando female that you come across, man, because not every woman deserves that kitty tongue bath. That's all I'm saying.
And plus, to add on to top of this is every in today's world, everybody, not everybody. Let me rephrase that. Enough people don't appreciate their relationship to the point where they're just cheating on each other. Even the slightest argument, you have to go out and get somebody else. And the
That's
next
a
thing you know,
fact.
you come back, you got herpes or herpes simplex or syphilis. Or nowadays, I just heard a story about somebody catching herpes simplex from sucking on a hookah stick.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Ew.
That was really
Yeah.
down there, like in Atlanta. I heard that story. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand how people smoke off of other people. Like, you know how people smoke, I don't know if I can say the word, marijuana and they pass it around?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Like, why? You don't know what that guy have or what he been doing.
Well, me personally, when I go out to eat at a restaurant, I have my own portable fork and knife and spoon. I don't trust their cleaning.
Yeah,
No,
that's true.
But
you
then
can't
again,
trust
I'm still at risk anyway because the food is on the plate, and the food, you never know if the food
Yeah.
is right. So
Yeah. And plus, they constantly put those plates in the dishwashers, and there's no way that they can get everything.
And also, you won't, as a customer, know who's a disgruntled employee.
Right. Yeah. Because it could be a waiter that you have. He could be having a pretty terrible day. Even if you ain't had nothing to do with it, they could just end up doing something to mess with your food, man. Like,
Agreed. Oh, go ahead, Melanie. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying I don't trust everybody. That's why I'm kind of picky where I go eat at.
Yeah, me too. I mean, actually, me personally, that's why usually if I get a disgruntled waiter or waitress, I tip them big just to make their day. I remember the
right.
last waiter and waitress I tipped them about $200.
Woo!
Wait, how
I
much?
know they was happy.
I didn't hear what he said.
He said he tipped the waiter $200 just to brighten their day whenever they was a disgruntled employee.
Wow, you sound like my brother. My brother's the same way, and the only reason he's like that because he was a waiter for years. And he's like, oh no, like when we're about to pay and I take out my tip, he like, oh no, that's not enough. You gotta, like, he'll let you know, like, you gotta give him a good tip. And I'm like, yeah, but it tells me here 20% is this. He's like, yeah, but this guy was really nice. Give him a little more because they don't get paid that much.
No, they don't. My brother was a waiter before he became a respiratory therapist. So,
Right.
for me, well, it was funny because I even do my barbers like that. You would be amazed how far a tip would go, how they would change up their attitude, and how they would change on how they would serve you food or like cut your hair the way you want it. Every time they saw me come in, they was lining up. Oh, I know I'm gonna get a big tip. Come on, let's get it. I had one waitress, she was willing to shine my shoes, and I wasn't even at an airport. So I'm like, it's not that serious.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
I
that's
had
how
on,
you know.
well, here's the problem though, Melody. I had on Crocs. I mean, clogs. So why would you shine those?
Right. She was just willing to go. She was willing to go above and beyond for you. And there's
Hmm.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
But it's a testament of how much they don't get paid. That's how you know the switch up in attitude and the way how they serve the people that they're serving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is crazy that they don't really get paid a lot more, especially because they deal with so many people on a daily basis, and because I mean you never know because even the customers can have a pretty crappy attitude, and the waiters got to deal with that. And I mean, and plus that'll also drag down the waiters too. So it's like we're dealing with everybody's emotions when you're like a waiter and stuff like that. So it's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Absolutely. It's probably worse than being a psychiatrist. You want to be technically honest.
Yeah, because I mean, at
Yeah.
least with a psychiatrist, you're only dealing with one person.
Hopefully that person don't try to strangle you.
Yeah, hopefully. But shoot, nowadays everybody needs a psychiatrist because everybody's nuts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of us got a little something that we don't ever talk about, that we need to talk it out with somebody. You just hope to God that you don't run into that crazy psychiatrist that's online making all these stupid videos.
Oh, you talking about with the fat coochie?
Yeah, the one who's got a girthy. Never mind. I'm just
Yeah,
leaving it at that.
and it's meaty and it's scrumdiddlyumptious.
And it makes noise like.
Yeah, this coochie bitch. That's what she said. I'm like, God, bro. Like, first of all, you're not even that fine. Like, you over here like advertising your kitty like people want it. Like, you got people lined up to try to get some. Like, after what you done did, like, why would any dude want to mess with you?
But you got to remember something, Killer Swag. You got to remember there is some guy. It may not be you or I, or maybe a bunch. There's that small minute of guys, and I said that on last Melody show. No matter how disgusting the person is, there's that small minute of guy that'll be like, "Oh, I'll take her on."
Yeah,
They exist.
you're
Yeah,
right.
because we know one.
Oh God, do we? She made that very clear.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I can't do that, yo. I just can't. Like people will just do knock anything down nowadays, man. Like, dude, you ain't got no self control. Like,
That's
what
why
is
Lizzo's
wrong
so
with you?
confident.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
Because a
like,
lot
oh,
of
I don't care. I'm sorry.
what was you about to say?
No, I was gonna say they'd be like, I don't care if it's smelly. I don't care if they fat. I don't care. Like they just do it. That's just
Yeah.
Man,
gross.
And you would be amazed And I'm not talking about recently, I'm talking about throughout my career. Going back 10, 20 years of how many dudes and females I've gotten in the hospital dealing with OBGYN, gynecology, and lower extremity situation. It's just crazy.
Oh yeah.
Because I can tell you, let me be honest with you about working in the hospital. The majority of your cases that you get, I'm talking about that comes through the emergency rooms, are usually stupid people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the people that have problems like you think it is. It's usually people that do stupid stuff or bystanders that get caught up in the stupid people stuff.
Mm. Wow.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah,
Crazy.
that sounds about right. Cause like I said, I also work at a hospital, and I know a lot of doctor friends that say the exact same thing Classy says. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's truth right there.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
I can let me tell you one case. This was like when I first started in the hospital. I was 18 years old. This one guy came into the hospital. Just to let y'all know, I'm not violating any HIPAA violations and nothing. I can tell the stories. I'm not giving names or ages or
Exactly.
locations. So it's okay just to let everybody know. We always talk about these stories. You just never know who we talking about because we see more than I didn't see over probably like thousands of people. So you will never know.
Right.
But the thing is that he came in. His tongue was green and yellow.
Ooh.
Ew.
He was then going downtown on a girl that actually had syphilis.
Ugh.
She never
That's
went to get
gross.
checked.
Yeah, that's disgusting, man. Like, but wouldn't it been a way for him to tell that something just wasn't right with that kitty though before he
Well,
put
Like
his
of
what?
tongue
course.
down
I
there?
mean,
Like when he smell it?
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It gives off an odor. So herpes simplex, and depends on how what type of underwear or whatever that she wears that secludes all the juices and the glands. It will give off some type of sweaty smell. You're not just no. There's it's rare that a disease like that don't give off a smell. So yeah, it'll give off something. Or I will go back to the method that we used to do back in the day. We used to pour lemon juice down there to see if it'll snap, crackle, and pop.
What? I never heard of that before.
Well, lemon, garlic. It has a lot of things that heal the inside of the body. So it's very harsh. So you put something down there. If she starts to scream like a rock star, you know something's wrong.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not that his nose is blind, Kid Capo. It's just it goes back to what I said before. You have some dudes that will go all out to do anything with a female just to say they got some.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, Killer and I was just talking about that earlier.
Hmm. We really was, man. That's just yeah.
And I gotta be honest, that's why the female that look like Janice and Beaker from the Muppets have so much confidence.
Yo,
Oh my God, classic.
Because some dude has went down there and they have dethroned, deflowered these type of females. Excuse me.
Hmm.
hmm they make them feel like they cute. They be big, fat, and all, and these guys just make them feel like they cute.
Yeah, and
You
I've
know.
seen it. That same girl that used to feel ugly, she used to feel unwanted. Not saying that she doesn't deserve somebody, but it's all off of false pretense. That same girl that gets what she got that night, the next morning she got the latest, greatest weave. She's dressed all nice. She's dressing even more skimpier, where you can see every stretch mark around her legs, like a rope around a roasted chicken or something.
Like a
She's
roasted
out and about
chicken.
and
That's
she knows
crazy.
she is the lick. Nobody couldn't tell her nothing because she got licked.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what a lot of these desperate dudes will do out here, man. They'll make all these women just look like they the top of the litter. They'll be like, "Oh, man, I had this dude who wanted to give me some, and he couldn't wait to take my clothes off and do." I'm like, "Nah, he was just desperate because he couldn't get none from the women he really wanted to smash."
Yeah, but you don't get me wrong. I'm a firm believer that every female, even the ones that we don't agree with that look good, can have that one night or that one time where they can feel special. I'm not against that. It's just you got these guys that will go so far to the limit that they'll think they're better looking than the females that look like Melody.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. See those
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah. But plus, it kind of helps them in a way because you got a lot of dudes that's always gassing them up and telling them all that good stuff. Like, girl, you killing the game right now. Like, you look so good. Can't no girl touch you. But knowing good and well, they should be at the bottom of the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Maybe some dude be like, girl, she'd be like, but I'm big though. He'd be like, nah, girl, that's okay. You remind me of my favorite character off the Ghostbusters, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. You just a little sweeter. They'll say some stupid stuff like that.
Yeah. Or when she be like, "Oh, I'm just big. I'm really big." He be like, "Girl, don't you understand? That's just more for me to love."
Yeah, and you can
Shoot.
keep, and it's like 10 degrees outdoors, so you can keep me warm underneath the sheets. I don't have to buy no more blankets. I can save some money by just being hugged up with you.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just, what I'm saying? It's just more for me to be loving on and rubbing on and smacking on and kissing on. Like I'm telling you, it's the more the merrier, baby. I got you.
Yeah. hmm You
Yep.
remind me. You remind me of C.C. Peniston and Martha Wash. Them big singers, the Kelly Prices back in the day. That's how I'm looking at you, girl.
uh,
Lying, huh? Lying to them.
Yeah. And then the next morning, he go back around his homeboys, and she come around. Hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
and
must have been drunk.
that's why dudes be having ugly baby mamas.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Or he'll be or something like, "Hey, how you doing, ma'am?" And then she'd be like, "What you mean, ma'am? Me and you was just together last night." He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am. You go away." He like,
Exactly.
"That's not what you were saying last night. You said you was loving on my rolls, you was loving my neck fat and all that stuff, and all of a sudden you act like you don't know me, lady. I do not
For
know what you're
real.
talking about. Please go away from me, ma'am. Please."
Exactly. You was sucking on my
For
back
real.
breast.
Like,
Disgusting.
right. Should you even lifted up my belly fat to get to my kitty? Now all of a sudden you acting like you don't know me. Stop it.
Yeah, you know
Ew.
how to lift. You know how to lift that hood up.
Uh-huh. And then once he get back around her alone, he be like, girl, I was just messing with you out there, man. It's all good. Like my love for you is so pure. I can't share it with everybody because everybody gonna want a piece of you, girl. I gotta have you to myself. That's why I acted like I didn't know you.
And that's when she gonna let him have it again until it comes to being in public. When you gonna take me out in public? Never.
Right.
They ain't that y'all sound like 90s players.
Because that's how them fools used to sound
Spitting
back in
That's
the
how they
game.
used
day.
to talk though. That's
Yeah,
how they
I
used
was
to
born in
talk.
that era, so I know that's how they used
Shoot.
to talk.
Man, I was born in the 80s and grew up in the 90s. So of
hmm
course I always came across dudes that talk like that. So
Yeah.
hey.
And going back to your point, that's when R. Kelly came into play. If you didn't have the game, you just play one of his songs, and that was it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's it. Off
hmm
rip.
Did Melody take off?
I think her if she was
Oh,
on her
Wi-Fi.
phone or something, yeah, probably her Wi-Fi or something. She'll probably be back. But like I
Yeah.
said, even if she does, she got her show coming on after mine, so you can catch her there.
I've heard. I saw little snippets of the last night about somebody that was. I think it was O'Shea talking about some guy going in on just pearly things, and
Yeah,
I didn't get a chance to see it, so I wanted to see what that was about.
yeah. I didn't really hear about it until earlier today, actually. I was like,
Yeah,
wow, like this is still going on. Okay.
but it's not with somebody that's black like Sarah. It's another white guy,
Yeah,
or a Latino guy. But so I was
yeah.
like, well, check it out,
Well,
see what Melly has to say on it, I guess.
yeah, definitely.
But you know what's so crazy though?
What's that?
There's something that a lot of people don't know about. Going back when you talk about before, I don't know when you're gonna end the show. I'm gonna make it quick though. But there's something that a lot of people never understood when R. Kelly and Aaliyah broke up.
Uh-huh.
During that time period, a lot of they had a lot of songwriters and producers lined up to produce her next album, her hit album.
Yeah.
However, she was extremely adamant about getting Missy and Timbaland. She threatened to even quit music if she didn't get those two.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah, the company wasn't sold on it because at that time, R. Kelly is the hottest thing around. So people, you're trying to figure out who can I get to replace this man. It's going to be the most difficult thing in the world. What producers and songwriters that I can get to come close to writing something for Aaliyah or producing something for Aaliyah?
Right.
Since that first album was so good during that time period, I think it was '97 if I remember. So
Yeah.
what happened was is that a lot of people don't understand is that Aaliyah knew a lot about Missy and Timbaland because a lot of people don't understand they was part of Devontae Swing's music group.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
Her,
remember that. Yeah.
yeah, Missy, Tweet, Genuine, anybody that was a part of that whole Virginia group back in the day was a part of that because a lot of people didn't know that Timbaland and Missy produced and wrote "Freaking You" and they wrote "Fiendin' for Jodeci."
Whoo.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't know that. So what happened was that's what caught the eye of Aaliyah. They was like, wow, this is a great song. So what happened was is Aaliyah, she came out with that song for the Dr. Dolittle soundtrack that put her on the map. The one with the little baby sound to it.
Oh yeah, yeah. That are you that somebody? Tell me you that somebody? Yeah.
Right. It was so cool, but at the same time, they weren't actually during that time period, although it put her on the map higher than the first album, they still wasn't sold. Her music company wasn't sold, so they did the Romeo Must Die soundtrack. That was the next thing. Before they did her whole album, it was Romeo Must Die. They did that song, the first song on the album.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? First You Don't Succeed.
Oh yeah, that try again.
Yeah, so that sparked off. So they was like, okay, we got two good singles that's doing good. Let's see what they can do with a whole album. Here's what a
Right.
lot of people don't know. That song, We Need a Resolution and Rock the Boat, people don't know that Timbaland and Missy actually reached back to people that used to work for R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
He actually submitted some of the lyrics to those songs. A lot of people don't know that because if you listen to how, not the music production, but if you listen to how the words are written, it sounds like
Yeah,
something
the
that he would
lyrics.
write.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, speak your heart, don't bite your tongue. And I was like, why does it sound like another R. Kelly song? So I went back and looked at the credits. And I was like, I went and did some research. He disguised his name under some of the song credits. So they were still reaching back to R. Kelly for help because Missy and Timbaland knew, yo, this guy's the hottest thing around. We know we're coming up, but how do we
Yeah.
outdo him? How do we put
You
ourselves on the map and help her sustain when there's other female artists like a Brandy, a Monica that was just coming up? A lot of y'all was
yeah,
new females.
yeah, yeah. But once she did that, man, that literally took her over the top. And then, even though the song came out like after she had passed, that More Than a Woman song, like,
Mm-hmm.
man, like
Oh,
I
go ahead, keep
seriously
talking.
believe. No, I was just saying that Leah song, man. Leah, man, she could have really been something had she stayed alive, man. Like, cause she was about to touch that ceiling, man, but she got taken to way too soon.
Yeah,
Oh yes, definitely.
yeah, unfortunately, through something that could have been prevented.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, because all those people on that plane, and they was telling everybody, you couldn't have. Either it was too high capacity for people to be on the plane, or it was too much bag. It was something that was weighing the plane down.
Yeah, it was too much. They had too much musical equipment and all that video equipment on the plane because that type of plane couldn't carry that much load.
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Sorry to interrupt, but it is almost 6:30, so I'm about to get ready for my show at 7.
Oh, okay.
Make
All
sure
right. Well.
you go
I'll
to
be there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Well,
me
I mean, I
too.
was about to go ahead and give him final thoughts anyway, because like I said, I see what time it was. So, like I said, I ain't trying to overlap anything. So, if
Right.
anybody got their things they want to say about this whole situation, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I just want to
Um.
share a quick memory, real quick. A quick memory. You remember that song that he made back in 2003? Doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it, doing that one.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I kid you not. Me and my boy went to this club back in like the spring of 2004. I had about 3 bras dancing on me at the same time when that song started playing. I'm like, oh boy, this is a university day I remember for the rest of my life. I had 3 bras, one in front of me, one behind me, and one trying to squeeze her way in like a damn sandwich.
Damn,
Oh
that's
man.
crazy.
I almost had my first foursome off that song. Good thing it didn't pop off. But anyway,
Woo! Classy. Oh man, you're slowly turning into my hero, bro.
Damn,
no, it's just
classy trying to be a little sassy.
no. I calmed down over the years. Y'all just don't know a lot about me. That's all.
Shit. Well, the little I do know, it's like, dang, I'm trying to be like this man when I grow up.
And it was so funny, but I was such a nerd. But I'll go ahead and get to the final thought. I'll go ahead and speak my piece on it. I think, in my opinion, especially not just when it comes to just R. Kelly, if you look back at all the R&B artists, they all had their problems from Marvin Gaye to even Rick James. They even Rick James kidnapping a 17-year-old and having a threesome with an adult back in the day. But no matter how much stuff these people go through, they're gonna always have women on their side, regardless of what they put them through. They're always gonna have great hits and great music. So by that logic, in my opinion, you can judge them by their personal lives and the things they do outside of music. That's perfectly fine, but you can never steal the art away for what they brought to the table of R&B. You can never take that away. So we can hate R. Kelly and a lot of these people for the rest of our lives, but let's take time out to take a moment of silence for R&B dying because no one else has came out with anything just as hot in this era. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for that perspective, my guy.
You're welcome. I'll see you in the next show.
All right, man. What'd you say, Melody?
No, I said see you at 7.
Oh yeah, see you at 7, Classy. All right, well, Huskler, you gave your final thoughts, right?
Not quite. Yeah, I wanted to say to piggyback on what Classy was saying earlier, about these artists doing shady things. Well, we all know R. Kelly ain't the first. He probably not going to be the last. Because remember what happened to Michael Jackson? Y'all mentioned Michael Jackson. Remember what happened to him back in 93 when he was accused of putting young boys in his bed and nothing sexual happened, but he got accused of child abduction or something he got accused of back in 93. Now that I actually do remember. It was all over the news. It was damn near as big as that O.J. Simpson case back in the early 90s or whatever. So yeah, I do remember that. But he beat the charges, just like R. Kelly doing. He beat the charges. So this is nothing new. And I don't see it, disappearing anytime soon. Cause when you're in the limelight like that, it's like, oh boy, you're gonna do some shady ish. But yeah, all right, rest in peace to the king of pop. I still listen to his music to this day. Even found some covers on YouTube which sound close to the stuff that I used to grow up listening to as a kid. I mean, even when I take off my nostalgic glasses, remove my nostalgic hearing aids, songs we had 25, 30 years ago have aged pretty good compared to what we have today.
Exactly. It's like fine wine. It get better with age.
Mm-hmm.
And for the record, if Michael Jackson were alive today, I think he would kill Chris Brown in a dance hall. That's just my opinion.
Oh yeah.
It's not even up for debate, but I mean, I'll let y'all have that debate though if you want to. But I mean, yeah, that's not up for debate in my opinion.
Yeah, I was just addressing the knucklehead that said that in the chat.
Right. Right. Yeah. I can't believe it either, Chris. Like that day when it happened, like his death literally shut down the entire internet. Like that's facts. I don't care what nobody say. Like once Michael Jackson died, he shut everything down. Because you got to remember, like that was also the day that woman, Farrah Fawcett, had passed away like hours earlier. So everybody was talking about her, from Charlie's Angels and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, rest in peace to Farrah Fawcett and this, that, and third. But then once Michael Jackson had passed, they just basically moved her out the way. Like, oh, Michael's gone. Oh man, they didn't stop talking about him until like a month and a half later. I'm like, that's how you know that man made a huge impact, Like he literally shut down the internet. That's how much people was looking into seeing if it was true or not. And then it was all over CNN. It was all over all the media outlets. It was on BT, MTV, VH1. It was everywhere. That's why I say when his death came, it was like, no, it was almost like the world stopped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but I had to hear about his death from when I went to my local Walgreens. I'm like, damn, what happened to Michael Jackson? He said he died of some health complications for some pain medications. And if I remember the correct date, it was June 25th, 2009. That was 13 years ago. For almost 14 years ago. Shoot.
Yeah.
It's like the whole, and I swear, when Michael Jackson passed away, me and my ex-girlfriend at the time were hanging out. I started playing some Michael Jackson songs. I swear my ex-girlfriend was damn near in tears. But we carried on the night, paying tribute to the man, listening to everything from Thriller to Heaven Can Wait all throughout our day, just to honor this man.
Right. Yeah. I didn't even find out about his death until like after I had woke up from my nap. Cause I was like, I had just came home from work from doing a morning shift, and then I was out cold. Next thing I know, I kept saying I had like a boatload of messages on my phone, and I'm like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Who in the world is texting me this many times?" Next thing I know, I'm just keep on reading from multiple people saying Michael Jackson died, Michael Jackson died, Michael Jackson died. Even a homeboy of mine that initially gave me the name Killer Swag, he texted me and he was like, "Yo, man, Michael Jackson gone, man," and that was his idol. So you know that like that tore him up when he told me. I'm like, "What? Are you serious?" And so I just happened to look up on the TV screen and I just seen breaking news: Michael Jackson gone at however old he was when it happened. I was like, "What? This is crazy."
Yeah,
I
same
still
here.
couldn't believe that.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, I found out through word of mouth when I went to my local Walgreens. I mean, I went to my Yahoo or whatever. I went to yahoo.com. First thing I see, Michael Jackson passed away at age 50, I think it was. So I put on my clothes, went to my Walgreens. I asked one of the guys, "Hey, you heard what happened to Michael Jackson?" He said, "Yeah, he died of some sort of health complications from pain pills or something, pain medications that he was taking." I'm like, wow. So that's how I found out, man. And keep in mind, this was 2009. I don't think YouTube was quite blown up like it was back then. Facebook was not quite blown up. So social media was in a different place back then. So you have to find out through word of mouth. This is back in 2009, I believe. So it was different back then. Nowadays, put on social media, the whole world can find out. But 2009, when stuff was starting to really pop off, it was a different time. Still, you have to rely on word of mouth or maybe through basic use of the internet to find out what was going on in the world.
Or actually watching television.
Yep, that too. And for the record, I ain't watched a good TV show in almost a year.
Man, all the TV shows I watch really is like old TV shows and Power. Other than that, I don't really watch TV like that.
Yeah, streaming services damn near killed it. Netflix, Hulu, or whatever they be using, Hulu, whatever the Mimo videos, even YouTube killed it.
Yep.
Yeah, YouTube. Definitely my TV. I don't watch anything else but YouTube. And like you said, and shows like that. That's about it.
Exactly. Zone, I don't know why you keep putting the link in the chat, man. The show about to be over.
I'm trying to get ready for mine. But
yeah. Like I said, we about to shut it down now. Like, is that all you got for us, man? Hustler.
Yeah, that's all I got. I finna do some shopping real quick, but I'm gonna be on Melanie's panel. You said it started at 7 o'clock. It says 6 o'clock on my side.
Well, yeah.
Somewhere else. So it's about to start. In 20 minutes, I start. So
yeah. So
I look forward to seeing.
All right, bro. We'll see you over for
Eastern Standard.
Take care, y'all. Take care.
All right, bro. Well, all right, yo. Well, you got anything you want to say before we close this out, Melody?
Yeah, all I want to say is, yeah, R. Kelly was wrong. He's definitely not innocent. He's definitely a pedo. We all know that. We seen the video, or I haven't seen it, but I heard about it, and from the situation with Aaliyah to the situation with the two young girls he was living with that he'd been with for years before they were even 18. Like, these are all facts that we know about. But we can't put all the blame on R. Kelly. If R. Kelly gotta be locked up, so should the girls and so should the parents. Because nobody's innocent in a situation. But that's all I gotta say. Thank you so much.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you so much.
Man, that was some deep stuff, man. And my final thoughts on this situation, like I said before, dude is definitely like on some predator-ish. He was on some monster-ish. But just like Melody eloquently put it, you can't just put it all on R. Kelly and just make it seem like, oh, he's just the one to blame for all of this. And I've also touched on it on the last stream that I said, like, he was also a part of an industry that doesn't frown upon everything that happens. So, of course, they enabled this man to do this. But at the same time, as much as we want to point fingers at this dude, when are we going to start pointing fingers at these parents? Like, seriously, when are we going to start really looking at this? Because honestly, there's no way in the world that any person, let alone a guy like R. Kelly, should ever have access to your children without your knowledge. So you knew that this man was interacting with your daughters. So, and y'all were just happy because he gave you hush money. But the moment dude went broke, that's all of a sudden, now all of a sudden you want to come out with these Lifetime movie shows and trying to say mute R. Kelly. Even though I find it kind of funny, everybody always says mute R. Kelly, but then what? All last year, it was a TikTok dance that had his song talking about make them legs shake or something. But yet he's supposed to be muted though. Yeah, okay. Like, that's what really got him back out here for real. Like, little make it shake, shake, shake. Oh, and them girls doing all them dances in the song and the videos and stuff. I'm like, well, look like R. Kelly might be coming back soon.
Mhm.
But yeah, I really appreciate everybody for pulling up for this show today. It's been in the making for a minute, and I'm glad for the people that showed up. I'm happy for the people that pulled up on the panels today. I'm happy for all of the viewership. I'm happy for Auntie giving that $10 cash app to Sweet Melody Media for supporting the show today. Salute to him and salute to the Purge. Make sure y'all tune in next weekend because it's going to be one hell of a ride. Even though I probably won't be watching too much of it because the brother got to work. But I'll catch you from the clouds. You know how it be. But all in all, we gonna get ready to go to Melody's show right after this. So in closing, I just want to say R. Kelly, as far as musically goes, he is the R&B GOAT. He is the king of R&B, and nobody can ever tell me different. And I don't care about anybody's opinion on it. So you don't have to like what the man did, because I don't. But I love the music that man put out there, and you can't ever take away the man's art. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, in closing, I want everybody to enjoy the rest of their Saturday evening. Have a good time. Do what you're going to do. But if you're here, make sure you stay here for Melody's show because she's about to have a barn burner up in here. So, I'll catch y'all over there when she pulls up on the show. So, until then, y'all, deuces.
Peace.
Leak about to take off.